Hello and welcome to Polloi Two, and today we have an unboxing video because I've got a couple of donations that have arrived that you can see in front of me here, and I have a couple of other things that I thought would be fun to share. So let's get straight on with the unboxing, see what's been sent in. This package is from Andrew, who got in touch to say that he has a G.I. Joe figure that he'd like to send me. So it's arrived and it looks very well packed up. So let's open this and see what's in it. So you can see, it even says G.I. Joe, Yo-Joe from Andrew. So what has he sent? We have in here, it is Sergeant Slaughter from G.I. Joe. Now this is a figure that I don't actually have, so it's really cool to get one. Looks like he just needs a little bit of a clean. He's got fairly sort of sturdy limbs. His O-ring is in pretty good condition. Yeah, he's a really nice figure. Just got a little bit of dirt and grime on his chest there. But yeah, that is a figure that I don't have. So that is absolutely fantastic. Thanks ever so much, Andrew. I've sent you some toy-polloi goodies in the post already. I'm so sorry, Andrew. I actually missed there was a note on the top of that box. So let me just read that out. It says, "Dear Dave, here is the G.I. Joe Sergeant Slaughter figure I mentioned a while ago online. Since you mentioned you could do a fix-up, I hope he's a great addition to your collection. Cheers, Andrew." Well, it is amazing. Thank you, Andrew. Thanks so much. I'm sorry I missed your note. This is a surprise parcel that's come in from Tim in Canada. Now Tim has sent me stuff before and I actually have no idea what is inside this one, so let's open it up and take a look. I assume it's not coffee pods, so yeah, we'll see once I get inside. Okay, so this is what was in that box, and there is a note. So let me read the note because I'm not quite sure what any of this is at the moment. It says, "Hey Dave, a small way to show you how much your content matters to me. Take care, Tim57. Tim is a supporter on here on YouTube. It says, "I know you are not a fan of modern figures when it comes to He-Man and the Masters of the Universe stuff. These were too good a price not to pick up." So that's what's at the back. We'll take a look at those in a second. "I hope you will like these candies and find a use for the little storage container. All the best to you and Mrs. TP." Well, thank you very much, Tim. So yeah, there is a whole load of these, which are sweets, and I can see the packets on the top here. So these are Lifesavers Winter Green sweets, and there are masses of them. We've got all of the ones here, and then there's this little storage container here, which I had a quick look in, and that is full of them as well as some little straws and a few pieces of Lego. So yeah, there's an awful lot of sweets to eat my way through. I'm just going to move those to one side. And then we have a few other little bits. We have a Megatron Transformers keyring. Now these were on sale in sort of pound shops. I think they did get here in the UK. I've got some of the figures, but I'm not sure I've seen the keyrings here. But that is pretty cool. I do actually need another new keyring, so that is going to go straight with my keys. And then I can see there is a couple of patches as well. We have a really nice looking Skeletor patch there. I do like that. I'm definitely going to find space for that one. And then we have a TV test card one, which is also pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to have to find some space on my nerd vest for those. And then at the back, yeah, we have some He-Man figures. And these are He-Man Masters of the Universe figures from, is this from the Netflix series? So they are made by Mattel. What year is this? I think these are fairly new. So 2021. And this one is Triclops, Power Attack Triclops. It looks like he's come away from his card, but that is a pretty cool figure. I'll definitely get those out and play with them later. There's another one I see as well. So at the back here we have Power Attack Skeletor as well. He is pretty cool. I like that sort of neon look to his face. And then we have one final figure and a few more winter greens just mixing in there. And we have Mosquitra. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's like a female version of Mosquito. I like those. Yeah, I've not seen those before. I'm not much of a sort of a modern collector of toys. I sort of generally stick to vintage. But Masters of the Universe stuff is always cool. So Tim, thanks ever so much for sending those over. Those sweets are going to keep me busy for a long time. Thanks ever so much for the He-Man figures as well. Now this is something I picked up off eBay because I saw it a few weeks back, in fact, and it was listed, I think, originally for £5. No one bought it, and then over the last few weeks it has dropped and dropped in price. And last week it was on sale for £1. And I put in a bid of £1 and I won it just because I thought it was such a bargain. And I knew somewhere in my spares box I have a few pieces for it to complete it. I don't think I can get it sort of fully complete, but at least I can make it look half decent. So yeah, this was an absolute bargain. Let's open the package and I'll show you what it is. These are always my worst nightmare. I hate packing beans. They just go everywhere and I never know what to do with them. And you can see here, it's going to make quite a mess to get this thing out. And even though I don't like packing beans, it's actually nice to see something so well packaged, considering I did only pay £1 for it. The postage from packing, I think, was about £3.60. So yeah, it's nice to see something so well packaged, because it means I can sort of pretty much guarantee that this thing isn't broken. It's a fairly delicate toy. And here you go, this is what was in that box, and this is what cost me £1. This is the Good Destroyer, or Destria, from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. This is Strongheart's horse. It is missing all of its accessories. It should have a little mask here and a saddle and some other bits on it. But for £1, that is a really good price just to get the basic sort of horse itself. You can see it's got a little spring-loaded seat there, which is how you get Strongheart to sit in there. It's just a really nice thing to be able to pick up for so cheap. I often see these missing pieces on eBay, and they're generally sort of overpriced, I think. And yeah, this one was originally on sale for £5 and just no one took it. And so as the price dropped and dropped, I thought I'd sort of keep an eye on it. I do actually have a complete one of these, but I've got loads of spare Advanced Dungeons and Dragons figures, and it's nice to sort of get those with some other accessories. So let me go and have a rummage in my box, because I'm sure I have some bits for this, and we'll see what we can put together. Right, well, I've had a rummage. I've found a Strongheart. He can sit on the back of this, and all I've found so far is the actual saddle piece, so we can just clip that over. This is, again, is just some spares I have. I'm missing the bit on the bottom that should hold this together, but you can see that starts to make this look a whole lot better, because we have Strongheart's legs built into the saddle. There should be a piece here. There should be another piece, I think, that goes around the neck. But you can see that is starting to look pretty reasonable. Let me get the figure. We'll put this in as well. So that goes into the little spring-loaded seat in there. A bit awkward to do. He sits on there, and as you can see, he's then got his legs sort of cast into the saddle. That's not looking too bad. It's already looking like a pretty reasonable displayable piece. And that cost me all of £1. So I think that was an absolute eBay bargain. I'm very pleased with that. And in time, maybe I'll find the other missing pieces to get this complete. But even like that, that's going to look pretty good on display. I met up with my good friend Michael last week, and we did a little trade, because I had a few toy bits and parts that he needed for projects that he was working on, and he happened to have this spare, which is a Star Trek The Next Generation Locutus of Borg. So this is Captain Picard as Locutus, and I really like the sort of Borg figures that came with this line. Not many people seem to collect them. They're still pretty cheap to buy. Even on card you can pick these up really cheap, but this figure is one that I don't have. So you get Picard here as Locutus of Borg with a few little accessories. Got a couple of different hands there, some tubing which you can add to his body, although he already looks like he's got a fair amount of tubing, and a little stand for him. And as this was one that I didn't have, it was really nice to sort of be able to add it to my collection. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to take him off card yet. I've got quite a few of these loose, but I don't have this guy loose. Maybe I will in the long run. I can see he's actually got a bit of mould on his legs. Sometimes with these old figures, the plastic does go a bit sort of funny inside the packet, so there's a bit of mould going on there, so maybe I should take him off the card. But for now, I am going to leave him as is, and I'm hoping that Michael is very pleased with the bits that I gave him, because I am incredibly pleased with having this in my collection. I had one other good eBay buy this week. I saw these come up on a listing, and they didn't have a buy it now on them, but they had a sort of make an offer. I always like a make an offer on eBay, because you can just stick in a lowball figure, and sometimes people will just go, yep, I'll accept that. Other times obviously you get rejected, but more often than not I find a lowball figure, someone will just say, yeah, they just want to sell them. And in here are 3 more Tron figures. Now I have a feeling these are the NECA versions of these figures, so they're from the sort of early 2000s rather than the Tomy versions, but I got all 3 figures for £30, which even for NECA figures is pretty good value. So let's open these up and we'll see what they're like and see which versions they are. And here they are. As you can see, I did get 3 figures, and just double checking the back of them. These are the NECA versions. So these are from, I think, 2002, 2003. We've got Sark here, who looks to me to be a little bit faded. I always thought he was the same sort of shade of red as this one, but maybe the NECA version came in a slightly different colour, but that is in pretty reasonable condition. Then we have Flynn, again, just double checking. this is indeed a NECA version. These are very close to the originals. They are using the exact same molds, and it looks like the same sort of printing on them as well. So that is in very nice condition. And then we have the Warrior as well, which again we'll double check. That is indeed a NECA version. So these cost me £30. That's £10 a figure, and even for the NECA versions, that is pretty good value. If you're trying to find the Tomy vintage ones, I've shown them here before. Occasionally you can get them for a reasonable value, sort of £15 to £20, but they generally don't appear for much under 30 these days. And even these NECA ones, you're talking sort of £15 to £20. Even the carded versions of the NECA figures go for quite a lot. So very happy to get these. And as I say, that was just an eBay sort of lucky buy. I saw them come up. I think they were listed at sort of £40 or something like that, and I just put in an offer of 30 and it was immediately accepted. So yeah, I'm very pleased with those. Those are going to go with the rest of my collection. I think they look pretty nice, and it's very hard to tell the difference between these and the vintage ones. I still haven't got myself a Tron though. That's the last figure I need to find, so hopefully one day I will get a Tron to finish the set of these figures. And that is it for this unboxing. I do need to say a big thank you to both Tim and to Andrew for sending those pieces in. Really enjoying those He-Man figures. I'm going to be opening those later. And thanks for the Sergeant Slaughter. That is a new one to my G.I. Joe collection. Also a big thank you to my friend Michael for trading me the Locutus. That is cool. And also some pretty cool things that I managed to find on eBay. People always say to me that you can't find anything good on eBay anymore, and I have to say that you can. You just have to look and keep on looking, because much like going to charity shops and things like that, there are things to be found. You've just got to find them, and this week I found two good things. I'm really pleased with the horse for my strong heart, and I'm especially pleased with these 3 Tron figures to add to my collection. So hopefully this video has been of interest to you. If it has, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, head on over to my main channel Toy-Polloi and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.